The 69-hour government shutdown tonight, we can say officially, is over for now.
Tonight, President Trump signed a bill reopening the federal government, but this is just another short-term bill that will only fund the government for 3 weeks.
Then we could do this all over again. ABC's Gloria Riviera has more on the job still at hand.
The motion is adopted.
Day 3 of the government shutdown proved to be the last for now.
To do any victory laps for any one side would be inappropriate. We've got a lot of work ahead.
Lawmakers in the House and Senate passing a temporary fix to fund the government for another 3 weeks. The president placed blame on the far left, but Democrats led by Senator Chuck Schumer say Trump refused to negotiate.
The great deal-making president sat on the sidelines.
The White House claimed Trump was behind the new bill. Lawmakers said bipartisan debate is what got it done. Either way, the president sending this message.
We certainly want to negotiate and get to a place, and we're hopeful that we can do that over the next couple of weeks.
Success will hinge on the major sticking point for the Democrats, the fate of Dreamers. The more than 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought to this country as children.
To all the Dreamers who are watching today, don't give up.
Members on both sides now say Republican leader Mitch McConnell has pledged he will bring a neutral proposal on DACA to the table for debate.
It would be my intention to take up legislation here in the Senate that would address DACA, border security, and related issues.
Lawmakers have a little bit more time to determine the future of immigration laws in this country, giving themselves until March 5th. The pressure is on, though, and Democrats' only option would be to threaten another shutdown, which could cost them. Gloria Riviera, ABC News on Capitol Hill.
Senator Tim Kaine spoke after the Senate vote to end the shutdown. Kaine said he considered it a huge success that today's vote keeps funding for the CHIP Children's Insurance Program. He also wants to keep immigration at the forefront of these negotiations.
We got a commitment from the majority leader that we will work between now and the 8th to find a bipartisan accord for the Dreamers. But if we're not able to find that strong bipartisan agreement, we will nevertheless take up the issue on the floor, offer bills, do what the Senate does, offer amendments, and find a path forward.
Earlier, we also heard from Senator Mark Warner. He is part of the same group as Senator Kaine, fighting for the Dreamers. Warner says there is still much work to do.
3rd District Congressman Bobby Scott voted for the 3-week continuing resolution, even though he believes they're a bad way to govern. In a statement, he said, quote, "It became increasingly clear that President Trump and congressional Republicans were willing to never reopen the government. That's even worse than governing by CRs." 4th District Congressman Donald McEachin voted no to the continuing resolution. In his statement tonight, he says, "Every time Congress defaults to a continuing resolution, we do a huge disservice to American families and our dedicated service members. I urge congressional Republicans to bring a measure to the House floor that serves the interests of all Americans." Shocking news out of North Carolina tonight. Multiple law enforcement officers charged after a state investigation. In total, 4 Gates County Sheriff's employees were charged today, including the sheriff. Chanu Her has more.
Well, Regina, Sheriff Randy Hathaway is facing multiple charges stemming from this investigation. We've learned tonight that the district attorney has also petitioned for the sheriff to be removed and the sheriff's deputy taking his place for now. Gates County Sheriff Randy Hathaway and 3 of his deputies have been charged after becoming the center of a state law enforcement investigation. The North Carolina sheriff and deputies are charged with obtaining property by false pretense. Those deputies all suspended: Captain Glenda Parker, Deputy LeVar Newsom, and Deputy Toby Ruffin. Sheriff Hathaway is also charged with failure to discharge duties and obstruction of justice. The SBI served his warrant Monday. The district attorney has now petitioned for Hathaway to be removed. The SBI says a 4th deputy, Sergeant Brandon Hawks, was also arrested for embezzlement. According to an arrest warrant, Hawks allegedly took 3 grams of white powder from the sheriff's office and stole a Glock handgun, which belonged to the state. His father, Scott Hawks, was also arrested on 2 counts of possession of a stolen firearm. Chanu Hurt, 13 News Now.
Here in Virginia, the General Assembly is considering a number of marijuana-related bills this session, including a proposal to expand the use of medical marijuana. Tomorrow, a Senate committee is expected to take up a bill to let doctors prescribe medical marijuana for any patient. This would expand the law that allows medical marijuana in the form of cannabis oil to treat intractable epilepsy. Supporters say it can help people with cancer, MS, and many other diseases.
Well, there are certainly a variety of conditions that could benefit from these types of therapies, and now with physician recommendation, those patients will be able to access this. We also know that medical cannabis laws have a significant impact on the opiate crises that many states are experiencing.
And when you start looking at this, you can't ignore federal law, which does not allow for this at this time, which means that marijuana is not a scheduled drug. It is not something that the FDA controls, its quality or the way it's manufactured.
The Virginia Association of Chiefs of Police says medical marijuana needs to be decided at the federal level so that it can be regulated by the FDA. Meantime, the General Assembly is also considering bills to decriminalize the possession of small amounts of recreational marijuana.
Volunteer emergency responder in Chesterfield is accused of raping a teenager. Investigators say Timothy Wilson attacked a 17-year-old who was enrolled in an EMT program. She told investigators she was logging clinical hours at the Rescue Fire Squad when Wilson forced her into a supply closet and raped her. Investigators seized surveillance equipment they believe may have captured the alleged crime. Wilson denies the charges. Right now, he's suspended from the volunteer squad. The top leadership of USA Gymnastics has resigned amidst the fallout of Team Dr. Larry Nassar's sex abuse scandal. Today, 3 members of the U.S. Gymnastics Board of Directors stepped down, including the chairman. Nassar pleaded guilty to 10 counts of criminal sexual conduct. The sentencing phase is underway with more than 100 women and teens recounting stories of horror. Olympian Aly Raisman had strong words for Nassar and for USA Gymnastics.
USA Gymnastics, where is the honesty? Where is the transparency? Why must the manipulation continue?
The U.S. Olympic Committee released a statement saying the board needs new leadership and, quote, the Olympic family failed these athletes and we must continue to take every step necessary to ensure this never happens again. Tonight, Bill Cosby took the stage for the first time since his sexual assault scandal began to unfold in 2015. Cosby gave a public performance at a Philadelphia jazz club, telling jokes to a friendly hometown crowd. This is new video from inside that club tonight. Cosby, now 80 years old, posed for pictures with friends. His last comedy tour ended as women started coming forward to accuse him of drugging and assaulting them. Cosby denies the allegations. He is scheduled for a retrial in April.
Today, former ODU football player Derek Wilder was convicted of felony eluding police. He is the son of ODU football coach Bobby Wilder. Wilder and a friend were arrested in Chesapeake in October for riding motorcycles recklessly, then running away from police. A GoPro video shown in court today shows Wilder going 115 miles an hour on the motorcycle. Wilder would not serve any time despite the conviction. He had his license suspended and was ordered to be on good behavior for 18 months.